Hello again and welcome to a new video. Today we've got this stunning 70 plate Jaguar F-Type. This is the V8 Supercharged R-Dynamics P450. So this is the down-tuned version of the R, or what was the SVR. Obviously this can be remapped to the higher brake horsepower. Now this car has just had 2 owners from new in total. It's covered just 9,311 miles. It's all-wheel drive, so fantastic traction for all that power. Registered on the 4th of the 1st, 2021. And we're going to take a look at this car, go through the spec. We'll go around the bodywork, explain what we've done to the vehicle, and show you some of the options on the vehicle. Now, it's finished in Bluefire metallic. It's a gorgeous colour. Unfortunately, in the showroom, we have got one light out, which is just on this side of the car, and we can't reach the light to change it today. We're going to have to do that after the weekend. So let's start here at the front and come in close. Now, hopefully as I come in closer, you'll see more of this stunning colour. It's a really nice deep blue, sparkly, as it says, Bluefire. Now I just want to focus. So you've got a really nice front end on these later shapes one. They've changed it completely now at the front end. We've got all the black gloss grille, the R-Dynamics badge. If I come in close, you'll be able to see that. There we go. And there is no damage at the front of the vehicle. There's no scuff marks. We've got front and rear parking sensors, park assist as well. And then we've got these really lovely LED lights, which are, they've got like a high beam assist when you're, I've basically driven this car for a few days. It was absolutely so addictive to drive. And the lights just come up on the main beam when you haven't got any cars in front of you on an open road. And then if anyone comes the other way, they dip down. It's very similar to like the adaptive lights. I think Jaguar call it something different, but I haven't got that in front of me at the moment. Now, really nice condition, as I say, no damage. And if I bring you in closer along the front here, there are a couple of insignificant, tiny little chips that we've touched in and polished over. We've got these vents in the bonnet that you can see. If I just come back out, there we go. I'll show you from this side maybe. If I come up like so, there we go. But look at that shine. All of the cars here, as you know, are machine polished to a very high standard, with both a rotary polishing head and an orbiting one to finish the car in such a nice glossy finish. And if we come up onto the windscreen, there's no nasty damage on the windscreen. And then we've got the fixed panoramic roof, and you've got a blind underneath, and then it's finished with the black gloss at the back. We've got the privacy glass making its way right down to the back. We've got black badges on the vehicle as well. So let me just come back out. The mixture of the black gloss and this blue looks so nice. Now, there we go. What a beautiful looking car. And what I can't show you today, or you won't be able to hear properly, is the sound that this V8 makes, this supercharged engine, when you've put it into the dynamic mode with the sport exhaust opens up. It's incredible. It's so addictive. Now I'll come in close down here on this side, and what we're going to do, we're going to look down the side of the car, and you'll be able to see that all the panels in really nice condition. And then if I just come in and show you the way it's finished down the side there, those big 20, I think they're 20s on this, yeah, 20-inch wheels. So I'll show you the first wheel here. So no damage on there. those big Jaguar brakes and calipers. All the tyres are really good on the car. All the trims, as I say, in black gloss. We come to the rear, and we've checked all over these wheels. There's no repairs, or it's not had any smart repairs on them. They're all nicely machine cut and finished as the day it was new. Now moving round to the back, just look at that. That is such an awesome looking piece of kit. And I believe the early ones, they were only 2-wheel drive. I don't know how they got the power down onto the road, because it's got so much torque. I'll show you the wheels on this side. As you can see, all in really nice condition. While we're here, just show you around the filler cap, there's no scratches. There's no scratches on the paintwork at all. I'll show you this front wheel. There we go. One of the things I noticed about this car when I was driving it, and like I say, I did a few miles in it over a course of 3 or 4 days, was the comfort. The comfort of the ride, with the dynamic selection for the suspension. It was a very supple, comfortable ride for a sports car. And then when you put it into the dynamic drive and it stiffened everything up, the handling was insane. It was just so good. But it still felt a little bit free under acceleration when you wanted it to, you know, be. It was hard to explain, but you didn't realise it was sort of 4-wheel drive. I'm not too sure if it's a 60-40 split on the power. Now these door handles, we've got the car unlocked, so this one's actually open, but we'll show you how they operate in just a minute. So let's just come back out. We've had to leave the shutter open today because the light bulb being out just above the car, so annoying. But wow. And very nice gentleman, who was the CEO of a very large company that do, well, in fact, they do the simulators for Formula One. So, very nice chap. And he's moved on to something else exciting. Okay, so I think we've gone round the car enough there. So Dan's going to show us these door locks. So when you approach the car and unlock it, the handles pop out like so. Got the nice little Jaguar logo on there. Dan's going to jump in, start the vehicle for us. What I wanted to show you is just going to start her up. And it's the spoiler that comes up automatically, or you can put it up manually as Dan's just done, and that gives you a bit of extra downforce. All nice and clean in there, as you can see. And we'll pop that back down. You just press and hold. Now, revving the cars in the showroom, sometimes you'll get an idea of what they sound like on the road, but I can tell you now, you really can't with this. Under load and pulling away at high, as it reaches high revs, it's an incredible sound. If I get a chance, I might actually do a separate little video of it on the road, just a little blip of it going up the road, but incredible sound. But we'll give it a little rev anyway. that's with the valves open. Thank you, Dan. Now Dan's going to shut the car off now, and we're going to pop the bonnet. Thanks, Dan. And let's just quickly open that. Can you get the bonnet? I don't want. Now to open the bonnet, I'll tell you what, there we go, we've done it. It comes up from this side. I'll just start up at the top here. So look at the size of the bonnet. It's a really big panel. Now, one of the things you need to do is when you close this, you need to reach into the middle, this is my opinion, and take it down so it's about 24 inches off of close, and then sort of slam it. And what it will do then, it will naturally lock into position because the lugs are either side of the car. What you don't want to do is pull down on one side, because you've got these two struts and you're just going to sort of, it's a big panel and you want to pull it really from the center. But as you can see, Dan has put his heart and soul into going around this by hand and cleaning it, because the last thing we were going to do is throw a jet wash at an engine like this. It's just not a good thing. We don't want to be doing that. And that is the V8 supercharged engine, nicely fitted in there. Let's just come round and just show you all along the front here. You see all the condition of the vehicle. All nice and clean. You've got these airbags as well, so if you were to hit a pedestrian, these push the bonnet up so that they don't go through the windscreen. Let's just lift up there, give you a view from higher up. Hopefully that's in focus because I can't see the screen. And then I think because of what I'm holding, I'm going to just quickly walk around this side and I'll show you what I meant. So really what you want to do is grab the bonnet from the middle, bring it down, and then when it gets to about here, push it down like that, and you'll see that it's closed nice and neatly either side, and it hasn't left itself up on one edge. So you can see both sides have closed down perfectly. I'm glad that went well. What a car. Look at that. It's not really a commute car for someone who travels 6 miles into work, but I'd love to have one nevertheless, for myself that is. Right, let's have a look inside now. So, let's get the bit, there we go. Right, we've got this really nice lever. Now there's a name for this lever, what is it? It's we've got the fully extended WINDSOR lever with the performance seats in ebony. So this is the upgraded seats, which I'll show you in just a second. You've got this like perforated lever through the center of the door, and you've got the contrasting stitching in there as well. Let me just zoom in, there we go. Now all of the levers in really nice condition. And then look, we've got the MERIDIAN sound system, surround system. We've got electronic seats with memory both sides. All of the door panel, let me just zoom out a little bit. That's okay. We've got puddle lights just under the door as well. Like I say, all of the door card. Let me just come in a bit closer. We've got electric lumbar in the center there. The central locking buttons are on there. And these really nice thick door shuts. The seal that runs along here, it's really sturdy, nice and rigid for the car. And then we've got all the leather on the dash here. Just put this paperwork up there. The Jaguar floor mats and the seats, all in beautiful condition. And they really hold you nicely at the sides. And as we come up, can you see this winged section? This is an upgraded seat to the standard seat, which I think is leather and like a velour. So a much nicer looking seat. See if I can come back a bit. So I've got the window sort of curves in, so I'm gonna have to go around the other side of the door. There we go. And you've got the embossed Jaguar, or the cat on there. Or the centre armrest in lovely condition as well. Let me just come back around this side of this door. And then on this side, for anyone who's being a passenger, you've got a nice bar there to hold on to, like a handle grip. In fact, I was showing my father this car the other day and he said, "What's that for?" I said, "It's to hold on." But yeah, I guess that's what it's for. Now, if we open up this, the books, I think some of the books are not in the car at the moment, but we've got some of the paperwork in there for the car. And if I scan over here, you can see that there's no damage on these panels, look, or on this leather, and the black gloss is all nice. We've got memory for the seat position, the steering wheel, heated steering wheel. And when we come around in a second, this top panel here automatically lifts up, a typical Jaguar feature with the air vents in the centre, so we'll show you that. That's, we can come around to the back. I was just thinking how we can open the boot, but there is a button. There we go. Oh, we've got another handle. Let's just zoom out a bit, there we go. That's better. So a little touchpad just here to open up the boot. All in really nice condition. No damage. I'm just trying to focus and make sure you can see everything and see the condition. Washer fluid in there. And then we've got the boot. Not a massive boot, but big enough for some bags to go away for the weekend. And then up underneath, we've actually got a bit of storage under here as well. It's quite deep down there. We've got the tyre kit as well. And then that can go, it was on the back of that, okay. That goes back in, and got a bit of room just underneath, sort of hollows out underneath there. So let's put the boot down. Let's take one more look at the back of this car. Let's come down low this time. I mean, that's a lovely rear end, I think they would say. With those quad pipes. So let's take a look inside on the driver's side. Starting with the door card. Whoops, nearly tripped over myself. Right, I'm hoping you're getting a better picture than I'm getting at the moment, because the light is playing havoc today. Let me just reset there we go. So no damage. And then if we come in, we've got, so the mirrors fold in when you lock the car up, but you can also do it manually inside. And then you've got all the buttons that you've got on the other side for memory positions, for the seat, central locking. And then if we look down at the sill, let me come across this, the lights are so bright on this side. But there's no scuffing on the sill. All of the badges, stickers are all there. Sometimes people jet wash them so hard they rip the badges off, and there's really no need for that. Come in a bit closer on this side so you can see these seats. And that really nice, like, cushioned out design of the leather. And then we've got the pedals right up under there. Lane assist, or lane departure warning. All of the leather on the steering wheel again in really nice condition. And now we can see from this side all around the gear stick. I will jump in just a second, but just want to. Okay, so let's jump in. I'll say jump. Slide. Let's slide in. Now I've got the roof open. As you can see, it's really clear. Well, I'm going to close that up at the moment because the I'm going to move the seat forward a little bit. Now, for the start button just down here. So here we have the cockpit. Missed that. So as you can see, it goes down. That was one of the things I was meant to remember when I got in the car. So start the car. And then up come the vents. Nice little feature. Nice finish on everything. And I really love the finish around the black gloss there. So this is a bit more durable, so it doesn't get scuffed basically. We'll come back to this in a second. So this cockpit. Now, we have some buttons, as you probably know, on the steering wheel here. We've got up and down, side to side, OK menu. Now at the moment, we've got it in a twin. In fact, if I press on here, so display. So if we come down, layout, we've got it in the 2 dial. You can have it in a single dial, like so. And then if I put that at the top, that will show like the radio stations. I'm just trying to, let's put this window up. Radio stations on the left there. There you go, that's a bit better. And the sat nav on the left. On the right. We've got the speed limit info. Notice down here, because when I picked the car, I thought there was hardly any fuel in. The fuel gauge has shrunk because it's sharing it with the temperature. Now, if we go display, layout. Am I in the right one? Oh yeah, 2 dial. Obviously now it looks like you've got a lot more fuel because the gauges have been split. You can also go to full map. So let's just move that back up, out the way. So you can have a full sat nav map, and then your speed has dropped down to the bottom, your gear shift and your fuel gauge. So you can adapt the screen in here depending what you're doing at the time in the car. So if you're driving it, layout, and you're having a bit of fun in the car, I would say that the 1 dial or the 2 dial, is it, which one? Yeah, that's got everything in the center there. You got the speedo, and it's quite nice to have everything. But if you're just driving in general, I would have the twin screen. Sorry, I have to go through all these different ones. Right, now the other options at the top. So let's go to the top here. In fact, let me just zoom in a little bit. We've got the trip computer, driving assistance, so let's go into there. So we've got the collision avoidance, we've got brake assist as well on there. How do we go back? I think it's that one. Automatic braking, that was. Steering assistance, so that's for the lane keeping. So if you move outside of the lane without indicating, it will literally pull the steering wheel back into the center of the lane, so you can engage that like so. Lane, and yes, that's lane keeping assist shortcut. Speed limit awareness, so it'll let you know the speed of the road. Driver condition monitor, so if it feels that you're starting to wave on the road, it will warn you. Then we've got the media, and as you can see, you can go from source, etc., all the way through there. What's it? Vehicle info, show warnings. Okay. Oh. Show warnings, tyre information, tyre pressures, oil level, last alarm or warning, vehicle VIN number. So we've got all that, and then we've got some. Whoa. Come on, Scott, keep it together. There we go. And then we've got more settings for passenger airbag, security features, convenient features. So reverse dip on the mirror, global warning, global opening for the windows, wiper settings, gear shift paddles. So basically you can set the gear shift so that they work in sport only or sport and normal drive for the paddles, that is. So it stops the use of the paddles if you turn one of those off. So I think we've gone through everything up there. Now if you come across onto the main screen here, in fact let's do the steering wheel. So we've got the speed limiter, cruise control, all on the steering wheel, heated steering wheel. These are the buttons we've just been using. We've got voice control, voice option there, and mode.
Some points that there
for the radio,
there is some truth in what you were saying in that integration maybe is not at its best.
Let's just
at
turn
the moment.
that down. And then if we come across onto the display, which one else? So on here at the moment we've got like to long press anywhere to customize. Okay. So we can customize a new page here. So if we want to add a page, we could have contact list, add something else, phone, and that's just do that for now. I don't think we have to set it. Is that it? Do we have to tap to add content? My home to. Okay. So there we've created another page. Okay. And we've got the navigation. Now this has got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And you can enhance the size of the sat nav here or bring it out. And obviously with the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can use Google Maps, which is really good. Shows a lot more detail on there. You've got your climate control settings here, synchronize, airspeed, shortcut to media, etc., source, parking, and the auto parking just over here. Sorry, it's hard to look at the screen and keep an eye on what I'm actually filming. And then the home page, and then down here we've got now on the dials here, if you push it, you can't, let me just, it's got the air cooled seats. So on a hot day, which is when I picked it up, it was the last of that warm weather, you can either have them on cool or you can have them on heat look. So no need for anything sweaty. And then you've got your, let's get that in focus, airspeed here. You can adjust everything. Auto down here, aircon, recirculate your hazard. We've got heated front screen as well as heated rear screen, which is nice for the winter. And then we've got the gear shift. Now if I put it into gear, we're in gear in drive, we can flip it over to sport. If we pull the paddles, it goes into manual mode. I think it's the 8-speed gearbox. Let's put it back into park. Now down here we also have, oh, I've turned the fan up too high. This was the button we used for the rear spoiler. We've got the traction control, and then this one is for the exhaust. So you can do that manually, or when you use the dynamic modes. Let me try and get this in focus. So down here, I'm just going to see where it comes up. So put that into, so we've confirmed dynamic mode. it's lit up down here, if you can see that, in yellow, and the exhaust has come on. So we're now in the sportiest driving, and we can then, sorry, come back over here again. When we're in drive, flick the gearbox over to the left for sport. Now, if I just, dynamics, there we go. So if we then come up here, you can see how you can set up the vehicle for my dynamic setup. So we can do engine in comfort or dynamic, gear shift, comfort or dynamic, steering, comfort or dynamic, and the same with suspension. And obviously we're on the factory setup. So you could change this one, engine, dynamic. You might want the gear shift on comfort, and you might want the suspension on comfort. So you can just play about with that and choose which one you want to go to nice and quickly. There's a few other things in here. Let me just put the car in park. So I'm pushing my foot hard down on the brake, off the brake, shows you that. If you rev the throttle, you've got timer, G-force monitor, etc. And back to the factory setup. Just down inside here, I've got the key obviously of the cup holders. And then just behind, just move this paper out of the way, we've got, if I can get that in focus, basically we've got a SIM card and two USB ports there as well. Pop that down. We've seen the roof, we can open up that now. I think pretty much we've done everything. There's a long list of things that we've got here, but I think we've covered them, and I think the video is going to be long enough. We turn this back onto auto. Oh, so this was dynamic mode. We've also got rain, snow and ice mode. I nearly forgot. So when the rain, snow and ice mode is configured, you can't adjust any of the dynamics on there, and then you just bring this button back to the center like so. Right, I think it's time to probably jump out. So thanks for taking the time to go through everything on the car with me. I hope it's been informative, and I can't say enough good things about this car. I thoroughly enjoyed driving this, and I think the next owner is going to have a big smile on their face for a very long time. And the last thing I'm going to say, well, not the last thing actually, but fuel economy. Oh my God, if you drive it steadily at sort of 70 miles an hour, I was seeing as much as like 30, 32, at one point 34 to the gallon. It was actually surprisingly economical. We might have slowed up to about 60 at certain places, but quite surprised at the fuel economy of this car as well. Now, if you need any finance, we can assist you with that. We've got some fantastic warranty packages that are so comprehensive in their cover. You can even go back to main dealers. They cover oil seals, gas, a huge range of things that are covered on the car to help in the future and longevity of your ownership with the vehicle. So thanks again for watching. Please give us a call with any questions. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye now.